In today's video, I'm going to break down to you what you should expect in your Cine cameras if you're looking to purchase one. The reason why I went ahead myself and got into a cinema camera was simply because I was tired of mirrorless and just the look I was getting from them. Yeah, the autofocus was nice, but you know, I was looking for more. So number one being dynamic range. That is something I didn't know that could hurt the quality of my footage. It also has something to do with how much bitrate that your camera could shoot at. A few things you need to know about cinema cameras is that they're not easy to maneuver around with when you're a one-man band kind of shooter. And secondly, you have no autofocus in these cameras. So you will literally have to rely on your skills. And also if you have in the budget, you could hire a focus puller. The entry-level cinema cameras out right now are starting to come out with autofocus. The ones that do, like ZCam, it's not reliable at all. And then now we also have to talk about the price points. Even though they're coming in for about $2,000, that doesn't mean that that's it. You know, you will have to invest in other accessories that cost a lot more money than what you're used to. A CFast card is going to cost you about $250 at start, and that's just for 250 gigs. You know, that's not a lot, meaning that you're shooting close to a gig per second. That's not a lot of space. So you will definitely have to create a budget for accessories. The only options out right now for entry-level Cine cameras, I would say the best options are Blackmagic's, ZCam. Red came out with the Komodo to compete in the market. So those are basically your options right now. If you're starting into the niche, your best bet would be to jump on either a Blackmagic or the ZCam. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it real with you. If you're going to make the move to getting into like the cinema lines, you're going to need a budget of about $5,000, realistically speaking. It's very easy to take $5,000 and just drop it on the body itself without any accessories, because you gotta remember, these cameras, they don't come with anything else but just the brain. I'm going to show you some of the basic necessities that you'll need to get your camera to function at the bare minimum. Okay, so now that we have our $5,000 budget, here's what we're gonna do. Let's buy the camera I bought. I purchased the ZCam E2 Micro Four Thirds version, and that ran me about $2,000. What I had to do now, I had to buy a monitor. The monitor was about $400. I bought the Atomos Shinobi. I bought the multi-battery pack that came with it, so it brought the price up a little bit. And from there, I had to buy a camera cage. And you would think camera cages are cheap. Them things are like $100 plus. I think mine was $120 from Tilta. Keep in mind, all the gear that I'm talking about, I've listed all of them down below, so that way you could just hit the link and purchase them directly. As far as power solution, I would not recommend for you to jump in like a V-mount battery. Really start to get to know the camera by using NPF batteries, and those batteries can last you a very long time, especially for the camera I have. Those batteries could last me up to like 4 hours continuously shooting. Once you got your power solution, now it's time to invest into your lenses. I would 100% go with budget-friendly options like the Rokinons. I've created a few reviews about those Rokinon lenses that I personally use myself. At the end of the day, it all depends on the level of your skill and how well you conduct your shoot. These lenses are anywhere between $300 to $600. Based on the type of work that you do, you might need 2 of them. That's already looking at almost $1,000. You can't forget about your memory card. Your memory card is definitely going to run you about $256 to almost $1,000. Especially you're going to be shooting high codecs with these cameras, you need a CFast card or a memory card that's going to be fast enough to grab all that information so your footage don't lag, skip, or whatever it may be. Now, there's another option that companies like Samsung and other companies created, which is a portable SSD drive. Now, those things are not as reliable as a native memory card, but at the same time, you know, it's an option, and it's definitely a cheaper option as well. That might be one of the route that you would want to take, but it does come with some precautions to where the SSD can crash. You're getting drop frames, which is something huge. And that other $500, invest that into lights, which is something that you're going to need because the low light capabilities on these cameras aren't as good as your mirrorless cameras. So I would definitely go with the Amaran series from Aperture. I would definitely go with the 100D or the 200D. At this point, you're pretty good to go, except you're going to need a little bit more accessories to get the camera to function. So like, for example, you're going to need wires, so HDMI cables from your HDMI port to your monitor. And you're also going to need very little nuances to help you manage with the camera better. So like a top handle maybe. One thing I couldn't live without is my side handle that I use for the camera. That side handle is very crucial to handheld shots that I take with my rig. It helps me keep it very stable, but at the same time, it's stylish as well. From that point on, you're ready to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you a lot of insight when it comes to preparing a realistic budget. And I wanna make sure that you're as ready as possible to go ahead and tackle the world with as little mistakes as possible. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead, hit me with that thumbs up. And if this is your first time to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. Until next time, I'm gonna see you on my next one. Deuces.